Everyone, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know, I'm Viviana, a graphic designer based in the UK. In today's video, I want to talk about 5 different books for graphic design. This video is specifically made for beginners, as these books really explain how to start your journey, and I believe that these skills are just enough to get started. So if you are as excited as me, let's dive right in. Alright, so first book we are going to talk about today is called Know Your Onions. And this is a great book because it has 25 years of knowledge incorporated inside. The author thought about this book very well and structured it perfectly, and this is because it has everything from layout to punctuation, typography, colors, and a lot of tips and tricks on how to design better and how to work smarter. Now, if you look inside, you can see you have these blank pages where you can fill up notes after each chapter. For me, I found this extremely helpful, and this is because I felt like it pushes me to write down everything, and this is how I memorize. So if you have different type of studying, that's absolutely fine, you can still have this book, but if you are like me and you like to write down and this helps you, then this book is a perfect match. If you don't know where to start in your graphic design journey, then I would highly recommend this book. I absolutely love it. The design is amazing, and it has literally everything you need to know for now. Let's move on to the next book. Okay, so the next book is called Graphic Design for Everyone. It looks like this. It is pretty thick, as you can see, and it has a hardcover. What I love about this book is that it's really visual, and it has a lot of cool charts like this and a lot of information that I really love. This book covers everything from typography to target audience and the history of graphic design. It is a great choice for an introduction about graphic design, as it covers a bit of everything you could think of. You can even find information about different types of paperweight, and the best part is that the visuals are absolutely amazing. If you are a visual learner, then this book is for you. So let's move on to the next book. So the next book is called the Photoshop Layers and Selections Workbook. It doesn't matter if you are a graphic designer and you use Illustrator more. I do believe that if you want to be a better graphic designer, you should know Photoshop as well. So I bought this book because I was really bad at selections. I was always getting lost, and I was like, how do I make this selection and this one? And yes, there are a lot of information on the internet that you can find for how to select different objects, but what about different techniques? So if you know the technique, then you can actually apply it to your subject. And this book covers everything about selections, and it can even be for advanced people. It doesn't have to be only for beginners. This book is full of tricks that you wouldn't find on the internet so easily, or maybe not at all. It explains the layers in depth, and honestly, I couldn't find a better explanation about layer masks elsewhere. The book contains pictures with everything that he explains. As a bonus, it has a quick introduction of Photoshop setup and tools. And what else is great about this book is that it has really in detail explanations. So he would show you step by step, so you don't even need to know Photoshop at all, because he will explain that. I highly recommend this book for any graphic designer. Let's move on to the next book. The next book is called the Photoshop Toolbox. It looks like this, and it pretty much talks about layer mask, brushes, and blending modes in Photoshop. So as I mentioned before, I do believe that if you are a graphic designer, you should know Photoshop as well. And this book would really get into detail about blending modes, which I find really important as I use it very often. You will find information of how to create and customize brushes, which can be really helpful, or why not a new idea for a side hustle. You can learn how to create the brushes and then sell them on different websites as a customized brush, which can be really cool. Everything is explained in depth, and there are pictures with every step. There is no need for Google search in case you don't understand something. So it is the same author, and he's gonna use exactly the same steps and the same kind of structure from the previous book that I mentioned. So you do have all information about how to set up Photoshop and how to do each step, even though you don't know anything about Photoshop, which I found really great. So let me give you a specific example. You know that in Photoshop or even Illustrator, you have different blending modes. So for example, we have the normal one, it's our normal picture or subject or whatever you have. It's gonna look as normal. But when we apply multiply blending mode, something happens to the picture. So in this book, it really explains what's happening. For example, multiply is going to darken the image in a unique way. So what it does in the multiply is actually tweaking the contrast and luminosity. And this information are really helpful for a graphic designer to know. Let's move on to the next book. And the last book I want to talk about is called Atomic Habits. And yes, I know it's not graphic design related, and I recommend this book for anyone, no matter the profession. Why this book? That is because it can build really good habits, and I believe that if you want to be a better graphic designer, you need to have good habits. I think maybe waking up at 2 p.m. is not the best routine that you can have. So how you can wake up at, let's say, 6 a.m. in the morning, 7 a.m. in the morning, this book is here for you and to help you. The amount of value you can find in this book is absolutely insane. For just a few pounds, you can literally change your life. The idea is that it teaches you how to build healthy habits in the most realistic way. The reason why I recommend this to a graphic designer is because you need to have the best routines if you aim to be the best. This book is a must read. Another cool thing about this book is that it has a table at the end where you can see all of the rules of how to build better routines. I don't think there is any better book than this if you want to build a different life and if you want to create different habits in order for you to become better and better every day. That is everything from me about these books. I hope you really enjoyed this video as much as I did. For me, it was really fun to create because I love books, and I know that we have YouTube and we have other platforms that are very easy to use. It's just a few seconds or a few minutes videos that can teach you something, or many courses on Skillshare or whatever, which are absolutely amazing and I do recommend. But at the same time, I also recommend books, and because I believe books are so underrated and people don't read them anymore. But the amount of value and information you can find in this book is honestly different. And that is everything from me today. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.